Good morning from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks, and today I'm going to answer the top 5 questions that I get in my comments. As I was going through my comments last week, I realized that people were asking me the same questions over and over. I've also answered all of these at some point, but I'm going to go over them again. So when people ask me one of these questions, I can refer them back to this video. Question number 5. How do you distinguish the colors? So how do I distinguish the different colors? Well, first of all, I have a little bit more experience than I did 5.5 years ago, so I can tell some of the colors apart just by looking at them, like the dark gray and the dark bluish gray. I can generally pick those up and know what color they are. I still have a little bit of issue with the light gray and the light bluish gray, and like the reddish brown and the brown, medium lavender and lavender. For some reason, those trip me up every time. And there's just various colors like that. So what we did is we just pulled a couple of plates out of our inventory and we just used something similar to this to help us distinguish the colors. Because you can see that this is the light gray and this is the light bluish gray. The other thing I've done is the colors that tend to trip me up are the brown and the reddish brown, the medium lavender and the lavender, the azures, and also on bright light blue and the medium blue. So I just threw some pieces together so that I could grab this and compare to whatever I'm questioning the color on. There are some people who actually sell like a Lego color palette, or you can create your own. And if you just Google Lego color palette, it will come up with all kinds of suggestions for you. But as I've said, I've learned what the different colors are. I can usually pick up a piece and know what color it is just by looking at it. But occasionally I do get a little bit caught up on which is which. I start second guessing myself, so I will just grab whatever I need and double check. So question 4. Actually, I'm going to do 3 and 4 because they kind of go together and it'll be easier for me to explain this as we go. But usually the question I get is, what kind of storage do you use to organize your Lego? And the other question is, where did you get it? Let me explain what I have. I'm pretty sure I've said this in the past, but when I first started, I started with just a bunch of storage containers, similar to these. So I would have these type of storage containers, this size, and we had bigger ones for this size. When I very first opened my store, I had all my bricks in one of those big tubs and we would have to dig through it to find what we were looking for. I did not know what I was doing when I opened my store, so I didn't even have remarks. I wasn't using any remarks. It was all by memory. And if you want to talk about taking a long time to pull an order, that's when it took me forever. But as we grew, we started getting more and more storage things, and I kept looking online for different ideas. We ended up buying these stack-ons, and we bought these gray ones at Home Depot, and then we have some in blue that we got at Lowe's. These littler ones over here we got from Walmart. This was my first tower storage, and this was actually full of craft items, but once the Lego business took over my craft room, I removed all the craft items, put those in our storage unit, and filled these with Lego. I don't remember where I got this. I looked for this specific Sterilite tower and I have not been able to find it again, but you'll notice there's 3 large drawers, which we have parts in bags. And then there are 4 little drawers that we use dollar store dividers to keep things organized, so that we're able to get quite a few parts in there as well. As we continued to get more items in bulk, we went to these storage units, which is similar to the one I just showed you, except for these are drawers of 3 big drawers, and I've just stacked them on top of each other. And then we also have some more Sterilite containers that are a little bit bigger that are taking up this area. And I believe the black ones I got from Target, the white ones I got from Walmart, and I ordered bulk of these off of Amazon. And then we have the Papamax, which I saw several videos on. Some people love them, some people hate them. I personally like them just because I'm limited on space. And you have these really nice dividers where you can have multiple different areas for different parts. And you can make these as big or as small as you would like. I think I bought 3 or 4 sets of these of 8 each. And unfortunately, these are not available anymore in the US as far as I could find. I've looked for them and the website is kind of defunct at this point. But I did read on a Lego Storage or Bricklink Reddit forum that you can order these direct from China, the exact same thing. Since these were no longer available, I went to these smaller drawers. I bought quite a few of those because they do fit perfectly next to the Papamax storage that I have on these cube storage units. And these I purchased from Amazon. The other thing we use is we have bin storage for the cubes, and we have the smaller instruction manuals in here by bags. And over here we have some of the larger wheels in bags as well. And then I have our bookcase of boxes. And you can see that we have these craft storage boxes that have the 32 slot that we can put the smaller parts in, or if we just have 1 or 2 of a part. The other thing we have are these Sterilite containers, which has the different size dividers in them so that we can get quite a few in those as well. And down at the bottom, we have more of the Sterilite containers. They're just smaller ones that I got off of Amazon, and the red ones are just dollar store boxes. These containers here we got from Home Depot, and these we got from Joann Fabrics and also off of Amazon. So now for my number 2 question, where do you get your bulk Lego? I get a majority of my bulk Lego through eBay. I have read in the comments there's cheaper ways to get it, but those people haven't responded when I asked where. As I said in one of my other videos, eBay is the best way for me to get it because I live in a little town that doesn't have a lot of options for buying Lego, let alone stuff on clearance. There really isn't a lot in the 2 or 3 thrift stores we have in town. eBay is the best for me, so that's where I get a majority of my stuff. I have bought locally, but it's always scary because people do not have any knowledge of Lego and exactly what Lego is. They assume that Mega Block, Tyco, and all those generic brands are Lego, which they're not. You have to do a little bit of bartering, and you really do have to look through what you get. If you watched one of my vlog videos, I didn't get the best deal on one because I really didn't check it out as thoroughly as I should have. But I've also gotten some really good deals locally. It's kind of hit or miss. I just prefer to stick with eBay. I have had a couple of issues with the bulk lots, but for the most part, if I point out that a majority of it is not Lego and ask for a partial refund, they're usually pretty good about giving me the refund. I've only had one that really fought back on that. So the number 1 question I get in the comments or even direct messaging me is, how much do I pay per pound for bulk Lego? And I have been going back and forth between being honest with you so that you know how much I'm paying to, oh, I want to keep that a secret because I don't want to bid against you guys. But lately I realized it really doesn't matter because I don't buy as much as I used to, just for the simple fact I have so much to go through now. Here is the deal. When I first started, I could get bulk Lego probably $3.50 to $4.50 a pound. In the last year or 2, I am now paying anywhere from $4.50 to $6 a pound for the same amount or same parts that I would have when I first started 5 years ago. So there is a lot more competition to get these parts. I wish I could say that I have a dead set number that I use per pound, but it really depends on what you're looking at. Are you looking at all parts? Are there parts in manuals? Are there parts in minifigs? Is it all minifigs? It can vary so much. But generally, if I'm looking at a bulk Lego lot and it's mainly just parts, I'm gonna probably bid between $4.50 and $5 a pound. Less if I really don't need it and I'm just seeing if I can get it for a cheaper price. Sometimes that pans out, most of the time it does not. If there are minifigs in that lot, I'm gonna start really bumping that up, anywhere from $7 to $10 a pound, depending on how many minifigs are in there, or maybe if there's some unique parts that I can see right off the bat that I'm gonna be able to make a profit on, I'm gonna go up a little bit higher. So it really depends on what you're looking at, and I cannot give you just dead set amount because there's just no way. There are so many variables that go into it. You really want to make sure you know what you're looking at. You can usually tell if there's Mega Block or Tyco or non-generic Lego parts in those bulk lots. Then you're going to want to go a lot cheaper if there's a lot of those, because you can't really do anything with those. As for buying locally, that really is a case-by-case basis. I have overspent, I have gotten really good deals. It really depends on who's selling it, what they're selling it, and how bad they want to sell it. Like I've said many, many times, I'm in a small town. There isn't a lot of option for that. And I've noticed lately that people locally want anywhere from $10 to $15 a pound for their Lego, and I'm not going to pay that. That's just ridiculous. I'm going to probably stick with eBay for quite a while. I do want to add one last thing. When you're bidding on eBay auctions, make sure you calculate in the cost of the shipping. So let's say I'm willing to pay $5 a pound for 10 pounds of Lego. My max is going to be $50. But I'm going to subtract the shipping. So if the shipping is $15, the max I'm going to bid is $35, because I don't want to go over that $5 a pound, including that shipping. And trying to get 10 pounds of Lego for $35, good luck. But that's just the way it goes. Sometimes you will get it for that, most of the time you won't. I'm starting to think that bidding on eBay is really a game of patience, being willing to wait until you can get that good deal. Or unless there's a part in there you really, really want. I really overbid on some minifigs early on because there was a Deadpool in that minifig auction, and I really wanted that to complete one of my sets. So I bid a lot more than I normally would, and I still got it for a fairly decent price. I got the minifig I wanted, and then we had a whole bunch of other ones that we could resell. Those were the answers to my top 5 questions. If there's a question you get asked a lot as a seller and it wasn't one of my top 5, put it down in the comments. I would be curious what questions you're getting compared to what I usually get. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it that thumbs up. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.